Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. Very excited today to be offering you guys a property different than what we normally offer. Typically, we have a lot of rural vacant land. Today, we have, as you can see from the headline, a residential lot with city utilities in the heart of a major city or town in the state of New Mexico, specifically Deming. So for those of you who are investors, for those of you who are looking for vacant lots that you can build on in residential areas, you can use for, either to have residences that you rent out, lots that you flip. These are, despite the price that you see here on the screen, very affordably priced, and they're in a really good area, so I think this video may be for you. With that said, let's get to the details. This is reference number LNM-0007, located in Luna County, New Mexico, in the southern part of the state. The total lot size here is 0.48 acres. I'm going to round up for conversational purposes, call it a half-acre lot. Whatever the case, this half-acre lot is a combination of 6 adjacent 0.08 acre lots. It's located in the high school subdivision. That doesn't mean much, but the cross streets are Apple and Diamond, and as you can see up top, this half-acre lot is priced affordably at $25,000. Let's pull this up on a map, show you guys exactly where this is. As with all of our properties, come back down here, click any one of the GPS coordinates, and up on Google Maps it shall appear. So, first thing right now is when I go to the map, as you can see, this is different than when I normally go to map view, which is that you can see this is a residential area, dense clusters of homes, manufactured homes, trailers, etc., people living out here, and if you pull back even further, you're going to see more and more and more of that. Typically, when we buy in Luna County, we're usually buying in these rural areas out here, so it's very nice to actually be offering something that is really in the heart of Deming. How close is it? So, well, let's just say this. So the I-10 is up here, corridor throughout the southern portion of New Mexico. How close is it to the I-10? If we right-click and measure distance, you can see that this is approximately 1.5 miles, 1.5 miles to the highway. That's pretty good. Additionally, the property is within close proximity of, well, you've got the Walmart Supercenter up here, you've got the Deming Municipal Airport over here, you've got the Rio Mimbres Country Club over here, Mimbres Memorial Hospital, Deming High School, so on and so forth. Pretty much any fast food restaurant in America has got some sort of footprint, we'll say, in Deming, as well as all the usual suspects like Verizon and T-Mobile stores, things like that. If you take the time to actually zoom in on this map and just sort of look around, you're going to see a lot of things jump out at you. Local hardware store, local grocery store, gas stations, things like that. Point being, in case it needs to be reiterated, dense residential area where a lot of people are living and there's a lot of business. So this specific lot sits right here like this off the corner of Diamond and Apple. Now, as noted, it's a combination of 6 adjacent sort of rectangular lots positioned like this. If you look around at the blocks here, what you're going to see is that this lot, despite being only a half acre in size, is markedly bigger than most of what your neighbors are working with. For instance, this property right here is probably 3 adjacent 0.08 acre lots. Same thing with this one. This one is probably, 2 0.08 acre lots, so on and so forth. Point being that having a half acre like this, specifically this kind of corner lot, is not something that you find a lot out here. You zoom around the map, you'll see a few of them, but point being, more real estate than most of the neighbors have, and hence more options for you. I mean, this is the kind of thing, as I noted earlier, if you're an investor, this is the kind of thing where you can, if you wanted to, build 3 houses on 2 lots each, something like that. If you notice across the street here, you've got some, I'm guessing these are trailers across the street, these are probably occupying about 6 lots themselves, 4 trailers right here. So you can position things like that, rent them out, bring in a passive stream of income. Plenty of options of things that you can do with a lot like this. I'm going to go to photos in the gallery. What I would say to you guys is that if you do want to scout this property, aside from the photos that we have, if you do want to scout this and go out here, as noted, it's at the corner of Apple and Diamond. This one's pretty easy to eyeball and figure out where it is, but I should point out that this also sits about a block and a half, let's round up and say 2 blocks, from Columbus Road, aka Highway 11. And of course, Highway 11 is a major thoroughfare, a major arterial, we'll call it, going from north to south in the county. So easy access to the highway up here, as well as to Columbus down in the southern part of the county down here. It's just a quick shot down the 11. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go to that photo gallery. So first thing I just want to point out, we've got the Google Earth overlay up here just to give you the exact size, shape, location of this particular combination of adjacent lots. And then we have photos from the property. Now, a couple things to note. Number one, as with all of our properties, we get photos taken from the land itself. So the photos that you're seeing right here are representative of the exact property. Point number two that I want to mention, in the headline we say that it's with city utilities. I don't want to give you guys the impression that city utilities are already hooked up on this land. That's not what that means. What it means is that city utilities are available. So all the homes that you see here in the distance, as an example, do not have wells drilled on all of their properties. Instead, there's city water around here, there's city sewer, and as you can see, there's power at the lot line, there's phone lines all around, so on and so forth. So this is going to be a very easy lot for you to begin building on, whatever you build or park on, whatever you're building or parking out there. And of course, if you go through the gallery, you can see what some of the what the homes in the area are like. This looks like a pretty decent middle-class neighborhood. You've got some homes, you've got some manufactured homes, some trailers out there with permanent foundations, etc. And as noted, paved road access throughout the whole place. Anyway, I will let you guys peruse the photos on your own time. I want to talk a little bit about zoning out here. So if you come up here on the listing page, we have zoning designation. It's called single-family dwelling. If you click this PDF, it's linked here, and it's also linked up in the write-up up here. If you click this, it's going to bring up the City of Deming Comprehensive Plan circa 2017. Now, this is about 200, 300 pages, something like that. It's a dense piece of very boring literature, I'm sure. The relevant pages begin on page 28, so I'm going to save you the scrolling and just click on this and say, okay, here's page 28 down here. Anyway, Chapter 3, Section 2 talks about existing zoning, and it talks about residential zones. As noted, this property is zoned single-family dwelling, quote-unquote. Now, there are variations on that. There's way too much information in this PDF for me to absorb and tell you about. I would highly encourage you, if you are serious about buying this property, read through this. Make sure you understand this. It talks about the various things that you can do on the property, exactly how it's zoned and what you can do there. Whatever the case, I would just point out to you, so here's a map of this. Well, we'll call it, here's a map of Deming. It's on its side. But if you zoom in on it and you find the cross streets of Apple and Diamond, you'll see that they are this color of green, this color of neon green. Neon green is defined as single-family dwelling A1. So just an FYI, I would highly encourage you, if you're going to be building out here, if you're looking at this lot as something that you could build on or something you could use for those purposes, any sort of construction, give this a read so you have a better sense of what you can and cannot do out there. As a cannot do, I should just point out, it's not zoned for commercial. So you can't put, I don't know, T-Mobile store there, let's say. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, a lot of information in this PDF. Highly encourage you to check it out. With all that said, this is one of these rare videos where I really don't have to drone on too much about the specifics of the property. It's pretty easy to find. It's pretty easy to see the value in this, so on and so forth. So I will just say that if you're interested in purchasing this property, come up here, click the Buy Now button. It's going to take you to secure checkout here on the website. All we're asking for is a non-refundable earnest money deposit of $500. So once you know that you're serious, fill out this form. Tell us what name or names you want on the deed, tax address, where the county is going to send the yearly statement. Agree to the terms of service, click Next, and on the next page we will ask you for credit and or debit card information. Once you place the $500 down, we're going to insist that we close on this through a title company with you. I pretty much assume if you're a serious buyer and I'm assuming the end buyer here is an investor, if you're at all serious, you're going to want title insurance on this property. I would encourage it. Also, what I would tell you is normally when we list properties in this price range, we have already acquired title insurance on them. This is one that we have not. This is a rare, exceptional circumstance for a variety of reasons I won't get into here. So point being, I would encourage you, let's get title insurance on this for you, and let's close through a title company. Luna County Abstract Services, this area, I'm pretty sure they are the only title company in that county, and they've done a lot of business with us. They're pretty good, so I'd recommend them. Whatever the case, the way this process works, if you come up here to say the How It Works page, click on Buying From Us, and it'll take you here and show you the two different types of closings that we do. Again, for properties in this price range, we recommend closing through title escrow. So the way that this works is once you put down the $500, we're going to have a contract for you within 24 hours. You sign it, we submit it to title. Title does the rest. And once they are done vetting the property, they will reach out to both us, to both parties, you and us, at the end of about 4 weeks, something like that. They'll ask you to wire in the remainder of the funds, and they will ask us to sign the new deed. Of course, the benefits here are not only that you get title insurance, but that your money is not released to us until such time as we have deeded the property into your name. So there's a great deal of security in operating with a professional third party like this, particularly if you're at all skeptical about buying land online through some guy's website. I should also mention, if you come up here and just click on this PDF, well, this link that we have, it takes you to a PDF here. This is an example. Let me refresh this. Hang on. This is an example of a generic version of one of our standard contracts. This is what we typically ask you to sign. So if you're saying, hey, I don't want to put down $500 till I know what I'm being asked to sign, here you go. This is what we're asking you to sign. Whatever the case, this is a very simple one-page contract with one page for signatures. You sign it, we sign it, title does the rest. Title, of course, will not do anything until they have a document like this demonstrating intent from both buyer and seller, and we will not draft that document until we have a deposit. FYI. Anyway, guys, with all that said, a lot to like about this property. As noted, I am very excited to have something like this that I can offer you guys, and hopefully for the investors out there, for whoever is looking at this, you will find it to be as enviable a property as I do. I should just mention, of course, in closing, I should just mention the $25,000 that we're asking for this. Luna County, their assessment of the land, I should have covered this earlier, their assessment of the land, they place the market value of each of the 6 lots at $50,000 or $300,000 total. Now, let me be clear. I don't believe those numbers are correct. I think Luna County has not updated their algorithm in some time, and their assessment of the land is dramatically overvalued. That being said, I've looked at the comps, and $25,000 for a lot of this size is pretty darn good in this region. So, Luna County's assessment of it aside, which I think is dramatically inflated, I will tell you that this is a good price for these. And I'd encourage you to shop around if you don't believe me. With all that said, guys, if you have any questions, leave a comment here on the YouTube. Shoot us an email at support@hemingwayland.com or give us a call, 702-919-7170. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.